All right. Then the high priest said,
Brethren and...
no.
Oh.
Are these things so?
Are these things so?
And then he said, brethren and fathers, listen. This is Stephen speaking. Anyways. Brethren and fathers, listen. The God of glory appeared to our father Abraham. And when he was in Mesopotamia before he dwelt in Haran, he said to them, get out of your country from your relatives and come to a land I will show you. And he came out of the land of the Chaldeans and dwelt in Haran. From there, when his father was dead, he moved him to this land in which you now dwell. And God gave him no inheritance in it, not even though to set his foot on, but even when Abraham had no child, he promised to give it to him for a possession, and to his descendants after him. But God spoke in this way, that his descendants would dwell in a foreign land, and that they would bring them into bondage and oppress them for 400 years. Then he gave them the covenant of circumcision, so Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac circumcised him on the 8th day. And Isaac begot Jacob, and Jacob begot 12 patriarchs. And the patriarchs, becoming envious, sold Joseph into Egypt, but God was with him, and delivered him out of all his troubles, and gave him favor. But when Jacob heard there was grain in Egypt, he sent out our fathers first. And the second time Joseph was made known to his brothers, and Joseph's family became known to the Pharaoh. Then Joseph sent and called for his father Jacob and all his relatives to him, 75 people. So Jacob went down to Egypt, and he died, and he and our fathers, and they were carried back. Stop doing that. So Jacob went to Egypt, and they were carried back to Shechem, and laid on the tomb that Abraham bought for a sum of money, that the sons of Hamor, the father of Shechem. But when the time of promise drew near, God had sworn to Abraham that people grew and multiplied in Egypt, till another king arose who did not know Joseph. The man dealt treacherously with our people and oppressed our forefathers. At this time Moses was born, and was well-pleasing to God, and he was brought up in his father's house for 3 months. But when he was set out, Pharaoh's daughter took him away, and brought him up as their own son. And Moses learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians, and was mighty in words and deeds. Now when he was 40 years old, it came to his heart to visit his brethren, the children of Israel. And seeing one of them suffer wrong, he offended and avenged them. But he who did his neighbor wrong pushed him away, saying, who made you a ruler and a judge over us? Why do you want to kill me, as you did the Egyptian yesterday? Then at this saying, Moses fled and became a dweller in the land of Midian, where he had 2 sons. And when 40 years had passed, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a flame of fire in a bush, saying, I am the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Moses, and the God of Moses. And Moses trembled and dared not look. Then the Lord said to him, take your sandals off, for the place where you stand is holy ground. I have surely seen the oppression of my people who are in Egypt, and I have heard their groaning, and have come down to deliver them. This Moses whom they rejected, saying, who made you a ruler and judge, is one God sent to be a ruler and deliverer by the hand of the angel who appeared to him in the bush. This was Moses said to the children of Israel, the Lord of your God will raise up for you a prophet like me from your brethren. Him you shall hear. This is he who was in the congregation, whom our fathers would obey but rejected, and in our hearts they turned back to Egypt, saying to Aaron, make us gods to go before us. As for this Moses who brought us out of the land of Egypt, we do not know what has become of him. And they made a calf in those days. The God turned and gave him up to worship to the host of heaven. It is written in the book of the prophets, did you offer me slaughtered animals and sacrifices during 40 years in the wilderness? O house of Israel, you took up in the tabernacle of Moloch and the star of your God Rephaim, images which you made to worship. I will carry you away beyond Babylon. Our fathers in the tabernacles of witness in the wilderness had appointed, instructing Moses to make it according to the pattern that he had seen, which our fathers, having received in turn, also brought with Joshua to the land possessed by the Gentiles, from whom God drew out the face of our fathers until the days of David, who found favor before God, and asked a dwelling place for the God of Jacob. But Solomon built him a house. However, the Most High does not dwell with temples made by man. Okay. You stiff-necked and uncircumcised in heart and ears. You all resist the Holy Spirit as your fathers did. So do you. Which of the prophets did your fathers not persecute? And they killed, who foretold the coming of just one, of whom you now have become the betrayers and murderers of. Because he, being full of the Holy Spirit, gazed into heaven. No. Which of the prophets who have received the law by the direction of angels who have not? When they heard these things, they were cut to the heart, and they gnashed at them with their teeth. Leo, gnash at me with your teeth. You, Leo, gnash at me with your teeth. They killed him. I see the light. I see Jesus standing on the right hand. Then he knelt down and cried with a loud voice, Lord, do not charge them with this sin. When he said this, he fell asleep.
Where is he? Where is he?